Well, hello, I'm Andy. I am the owner and primary photographer for Memories by Andy in northern Michigan. It is October 18th, and I am lucky enough to be able to heading across the Mackinac Bridge. But before doing so, I had to stop at Old Mackinac Point Light, one of my favorite places to be, especially when I need to let my batteries recharge, de-stress a little bit, or just take in the beauty of the Straits. I don't know why, but there is just something absolutely magical about being here at the Straits of Mackinac. This has been a place I've always been able to feel a certain amount of energy in, and just better about myself and everything that's going on. And to watch the sun come up here at the Straits is nothing short of miraculous. I hope you have a great day. I hope to see a lot of color, and be posting and sharing some of the images from the trip I'm taking. Here I am at the Cut River Bridge. Oh, one of the landmarks I'd love to see as I'm coming across US 2. The color here is starting to really pop. You can see it right there. Some of it may be a little past peak, but hey, it's still looking pretty darn good. I'm not even going to try to pronounce this name of this lighthouse. Just outside of Gulliver on Lake Michigan. Well, here we are at our next stop. Beautiful little lighthouse. I've been to it a couple of times. You look at, right up here, you're not seeing camera tricks. That actually is bowed out a little bit. It's one of the unique architectural features of this lighthouse. A little windy out here on the point. I had the drone up, and it didn't like it so much. You got the fog building, generator building, and of course the lighthouse and museum. If you get a chance to stop by, it's not that far from St. Ignace, maybe 45 minutes or so. I don't know, wasn't paying attention, was enjoying the drive, listening to some music, and just kind of relaxing and taking in all the colors. Well, I hope you enjoy this stop. I look forward to sharing some of the pictures I got with the drone, and hope you're having a great day. Thanks for following along. Hello and greetings from Alger Falls, one of the easier waterfalls to find here in the UP. It's just off 28 east of Munising. You can see there's 28 and there's Alger Falls. You can see it from the road, but a lot of these trees have grown up now, making it a little more difficult to find. So there's a neat little path here that can get a little wet and slippery at times, but you can get back here and see it. Well, I hope you enjoyed this stop with me. Look forward to posting pictures later. So the path back to Wagner Falls is fairly easy to navigate. I think you could probably do it with a wheelchair if someone is pushing, or is electric, maybe. Definitely done worse with a stretcher. But it's a pretty compact gravel, almost clay-like. Then it goes to a wooden boardwalk. It's really not that bad to get back. There is some steps at the end here to get up to the higher viewing platform, but you can see the falls pretty nicely from below the steps. And as you get closer to the falls, you see there's a little tributary or river coming in. There's some smaller falls trickling down, kind of cascading. And as you can see from the lower steps, or before you get to the steps of the viewing platform, you can see Wagner Falls. And it does look a little bit better as you get up to the top of the stairs. This is absolutely gorgeous. And I want to thank you for joining me on this part of my trip. And as always, I look forward to seeing you on the other side of the lens. Next stop is going to be part of the pictured rock, probably Sand Point. Hope you're having fun too. Hello, it's me again. It's Andy, the owner and primary photographer of Memories by Andy. It is still October 18th, and now I'm at Sand Point, out at Pictured Rocks. One of my favorite pictures comes from over in here somewhere. I just want to show you kind of how this picture is taken. You see, this is about what it looks like with the naked eye. And as you zoom in, you can now start to see the lighthouse. It wasn't that long ago I was here at Sand Point, and there was almost no room on the beach. That was what, a month and a half ago or so? But wow, it sure is beautiful. It doesn't seem no matter what time of year you come out here. I was out here in the winter and caught some kayakers out trying to make their way across to Grand Island. Right there. Summer you got people out here swimming, and now you got people just enjoying nature. For some reason, Lake Superior sure seems to be a good place to come and just recharge your batteries and find yourself again. Something about the power of the water. Hope you guys are enjoying your day. Well, here I am on the path to Peninsula Falls. October 18th, 2024. This is just one of those spots that I've got some really gorgeous pictures that even the photograph doesn't really capture the true beauty of the area. I love these little bridges that come up here. You can see it's a paved path. And you got some wooden bridges that kind of connect you all the way up to the falls. And you can see the falls without having to climb any stairs. There are stairs and other pathways that you can see the falls from a different vantage point, but it's really not much reason if you just want to see the falls to head that way. So if you are or do have mobility issues, Peninsula Falls is a good falls to visit. Cross a couple of bridges, walk up a little bit, you can see through the trees here the falls. Can I get you 10 pictures for it? Well, hello! It's me again. That's right, Andy from Memories by Andy. And it's still October 18th, 2024. I've stopped by Scott Falls, just a little west of Munising. And sadly, there's not a whole lot of water flowing. This is another one of those waterfalls. It's pretty easy. You can see the highways right there. You can see the falls just fine from the road. Or you can walk across this little brick stone path up to the falls. And even when the water's flowing pretty heavy, you can still walk around back here and take in what it's like behind the waterfall. Normally, there's a lot more water flowing than this, but this year it's been a little dry here in northern Michigan. So you're not seeing the kind of water flow you normally would. Well, I hope you enjoyed this little stop. I think I'm on my way up to Marquette now. We'll see where where the rest of the day takes me. And as always, I look forward to seeing you on the other side of the lens. All right, here we are, Black Rocks in Marquette. It is still October 18th, 2024. It's a little bit calmer here than other times I've been. Not a lot of waves. Lake Superior seems to be pretty mellow. But it's beautiful what the power of Lake Superior has done to carve out all these little caves and ledges and all these little rocks. All right, it is October 18th, 2024. Beautiful Friday. Pretty calm here at Black Rocks. Not as many people as the last time I was here, but it's still absolutely gorgeous. And it's amazing the power of Lake Superior and what it does to change the landscape. Carve little caves and make big rocks and little rocks. Color up here on the Keweenaw is pretty amazing. It's getting a little worried as I came up this way, leaving Marquette, that maybe the color was all done up here like it was in some of the other spots I had visited along the way. Well, hello. It's still Andy, and I'm still up in the Upper Peninsula, Michigan. It is October 19th. It's starting to get a little dark out, but I did make it to Middle Falls here in Lawrence. It's a cute little falls. Actually, it's not so little, but it's not too hard to get to. You turn at the Burger King, you turn at the school, and you park behind the old folks' home. And here you are. Well, good morning. It is, I believe, October 20th at about 8:30 in the morning. I got up and moving a little later than I had hoped to today on day 3 of my UP Color Tour 2024. I'm in Escanaba, and I am at Sandpoint Light. Right there, you can kind of see it. As we clear the bush here, you'll see the lighthouse all together. Let me flip this around. That's the historical area, or building, and that's where the lake is. Now, if you look at the lighthouse, the tower is on the inland side of the lighthouse. This is one of the few lighthouses I've seen where they've done this. It's almost like it's been built backwards. Typically, you'll see the light tower on the seaward or lake side of the house, with the tower being the predominantly seen from the water. Here, the structure of the house is seen from the water first, and the tower is hidden behind. It's kind of unique in the world of lighthouses. Well, Escanaba is lovely, 53 degrees this morning. It's a little chilly, a little bit of a wind, but still a beautiful little park they've got here and marina. If you get the opportunity, I do suggest you stop by Escanaba and maybe plan a night or two. Hope you enjoy this adventure. I think I'll be heading to Fayette, the ghost town, here in a little bit. Have a great day. And as always, I look forward to seeing you on the other side of the lens. So hey, it's Andy, the owner and primary photographer for Memories by Andy. I am here at Fayette State Park. I'm in the campground section right now. Campground I kind of enjoy camping at. They've got really nice bathhouses, pretty nice trees, treed sites, and lots of shade. Not always the most level, so you got to be careful when you're picking up those sites. A lot of good memories here and a lot of lessons learned. Well, maybe should have been learned. But hey, I'm going to continue touring here. I'm going to try to get over to the historic site, the old ghost town, see if I can make it in there. It looks like it might be shut down. But it's a beautiful day. It's October 10th. It's sunny. The birds are chirping. It's light breeze. And it's not too cold here at Fayette. So right here is the sidewalk you would come down from the visitor center. And then you get your first peek at the ghost town of Fayette. And right there is where all the magic happened here at Fayette, where they had the furnaces and where the money was made by the company. And if you go just a little bit further, up on that hill, you can see the manager's house. So he could overlook everything and keep an eye on it, even when he's not at work. One of my favorite trips a few years ago, I was camping here at Fayette at the campground, and I would come down here in the morning, just before the sun would come up, and watch all of the wildlife watch all the birds and the nature just start to come alive as the sun would come up. I'd have the ghost town to myself, be able to explore, and the lighting on those caves on those cliffs were just amazing. So what they would do here at Fayette is a little bit of smelting, making iron-ored pigs that would they'd do the processing here at the furnaces and the casting rooms. Then they'd ship it off somewhere else, most likely Detroit area, for its final process of making the iron into whatever product they were going to be making, whether it's, well, whatever they made iron of back in the day. And when the boom ended, they just kind of let this go. Oops, wrong way. And luckily the state of Michigan has got access, or purchased this property, or got this property, and have turned it into a historic site to show you what it used to be like, and to keep a little bit of Michigan's history alive. The old dock here is a way to show or keep track of over the years how the water levels are here in Lake Michigan. There's been years that you couldn't see any of those pilings, including the ones that are way, well, a couple feet taller than the other ones. And now you got quite a bit of the piling sticking up above the water line. I've seen beaver or muskrat or something swim up and into a pipe that's here somewhere. There's a bunch of fish and other wildlife that call this area home. I've seen deer up through those birch trees by the charcoal furnace there, and all kinds of raptors in the sky. And one of the reasons that Fayette was so crucial in the manufacturing of the pig iron, or the iron pigs, was the limestone cliffs in the sheltered harbor here on Lake Michigan. The limestone was crushed and mixed with some of the charcoal and part of the smelting process. And right there's the oven where the charcoal would be made. And charcoal was so crucial in the manufacturing that they had a couple of kilns made, like this one, right by the furnace to help with the manufacturing process. I see at least one other one, and I think there were 2 other kilns here. But this is just such a beautiful location. And I'm glad I was able to stop by in the fall and see some of the pretty colors that I never imagined you would see here. Fayette Historic State Park includes a campground and a historic ghost town located on the Garden Peninsula in Michigan's UP.